Ambush. An ambush involves using surprise to attack an unsuspecting enemy from a concealed position. This tactic is highly effective in guerrilla warfare, allowing a smaller, less equipped force to inflict significant damage on a larger, more powerful opponent. Ambushes can be set up in various terrains, such as forests, urban areas, or mountains, exploiting the element of surprise to achieve tactical advantage. Timing and precise coordination are crucial for a successful ambush. By striking swiftly and then disappearing, the attacking force can maximize confusion and casualties, disrupting the enemy's plans and lowering their morale. Flanking maneuver. A flanking maneuver aims to attack the sides, flanks, of an enemy formation where they are most vulnerable. By doing so, the attacking force can bypass the enemy's strongest frontline defenses, causing disarray and potentially leading to a surrender. Successful flanking requires speed, coordination, and a thorough understanding of the terrain. This tactic can be decisive in battles, as it often leads to encirclement, cutting off the enemy's escape routes and supply lines. Flanking maneuvers are a foundation of military strategy, used to gain a tactical edge and create opportunities for a decisive victory. Close air support. Close air support involves aircraft providing direct assistance to ground troops engaged in combat. This tactic is designed to neutralize enemy forces, fortifications, and equipment that pose immediate threats to friendly units. CAS requires precise coordination with ground forces to avoid friendly fire and ensure effective targeting. Aircraft used for CAS include attack helicopters, fighter jets, and specialized ground attack planes like the A-10 Thunderbolt II. Its effectiveness relies on real-time intelligence, rapid response, and accurate targeting, making it a vital component in modern combined arms operations. Strategic bombing. Strategic bombing is a military tactic aimed at destroying the enemy's ability to wage war by targeting key infrastructure, industrial centers, and civilian areas. This approach seeks to cripple an opponent's war effort by disrupting production and demoralizing the civilian population. Developed during World War II, notable examples include the Allied bombing campaigns over Germany and Japan. The strategy aims to create long-term damage, reduce enemy resources, and force a quicker end to conflict. Precision and impact of strategic bombing have evolved with technology, especially with the introduction of precision-guided munitions, making it a critical element of modern air warfare. Amphibious warfare. Amphibious warfare involves launching attacks from the sea onto land, utilizing specialized landing craft, naval gunfire support, and often air cover. It requires seamless coordination between naval, air, and ground forces. Key historical examples include the D-Day landings in Normandy during World War II and the Pacific island hopping campaigns. Amphibious operations are complex, demanding meticulous planning and execution to overcome challenges like rough seas, enemy defenses, and logistical hurdles. This strategy is critical for projecting power, securing beachheads, and establishing a foothold in enemy territory, often serving as a pivotal component in large-scale military campaigns. Air superiority. Air superiority ensures control of the skies to protect ground forces and strategic assets. Achieving air superiority involves neutralizing enemy air defenses and aircraft, enabling freedom of action for friendly air, land, and sea operations. This strategy became prominent in the Gulf War, where coalition forces swiftly established dominance over Iraqi airspace. Advanced fighter jets, surveillance, and electronic warfare capabilities play vital roles in this strategy. Dominating the air allows for effective close air support, strategic bombing, and reconnaissance, shaping the battlefield and enabling operational success. Air interdiction. Air interdiction is a strategic military operation aimed at preventing the enemy from moving troops, supplies, and equipment to the front lines. This involves targeting transportation networks, supply depots, and logistical hubs to disrupt the flow of reinforcements and resources. By delaying or destroying these elements, air interdiction weakens the enemy's operational capabilities and hampers their ability to sustain combat operations. Precision strikes, often using advanced aircraft and munitions, are crucial for minimizing collateral damage and maximizing impact. Air interdiction plays a pivotal role in shaping the battlefield by isolating enemy forces and reducing their effectiveness. Mutually assured destruction. Mutually assured destruction was a foundation of Cold War strategy, based on the logic that full-scale use of nuclear weapons by two opposing sides would result in the complete annihilation of both the attacker and defender. This strategy has avoided direct conflict between the United States and the Soviet Union, as both superpowers amassed vast arsenals of nuclear weapons. The sheer destructive potential of these arsenals ensured that any nuclear strike would provoke a devastating retaliatory strike, and therefore maintaining peace amidst intense geopolitical rivalry. Network-centric warfare. Network-centric warfare leverages information technology to enhance situational awareness, decision-making, and coordination among dispersed forces. This strategy connects sensors, communication systems, and combat units into an integrated network, enabling real-time data sharing and collaboration. This network-centric warfare allows for rapid and precise responses to dynamic threats. It enhances the speed and effectiveness of operations by ensuring that all elements of the military can operate cohesively. This approach improves the ability to conduct joint and combined arms operations. Counterinsurgency, COIN. Post-Cold War, COIN became crucial in conflicts where traditional state armies faced irregular fighters, such as in Iraq and Afghanistan. This strategy focuses on winning the hearts and minds of the local population, providing security and fostering governance and development to undermine insurgent support. COIN operations require close cooperation between military forces and civilian agencies, emphasizing intelligence gathering, community engagement, and capacity building to create a stable environment and reduce the appeal of insurgency. Encirclement. Encirclement involves surrounding an enemy force, cutting off their escape routes and supply lines, effectively trapping them. This tactic aims to force the enemy into surrendering or destroying them through attrition. Encirclement can be achieved through pincer movements, coordinated advances from multiple directions, or by exploiting natural barriers. It requires precise timing, coordination, and intelligence to prevent the encircled enemy from breaking out. Historically, encirclement has led to decisive victories by isolating and incapacitating significant portions of enemy forces, thereby reducing their overall combat effectiveness. Offensive maneuver. Offensive maneuvers are aggressive actions taken to capture territory, defeat enemy forces, or achieve strategic objectives. This involves coordinated attacks using infantry, armor, artillery, and air support to overwhelm the enemy. Offensive maneuvers can take various forms, including frontal assaults, flanking attacks, and infiltration tactics. Success relies on speed, surprise, and the ability to maintain momentum. The goal is to disrupt, disorient, and destroy the enemy, gaining the initiative and forcing them into a reactive stance. Effective offensive maneuvers can lead to rapid and decisive victories. Reconnaissance. Reconnaissance involves gathering intelligence on the enemy's position, strength, and movements, providing critical information to commanders for making informed decisions. This can be conducted by ground patrols, aerial drones, or satellite surveillance. Effective reconnaissance helps avoid surprises, identifies enemy weaknesses, and ensures the optimal deployment of forces. It is a continuous process, as battlefield conditions can change rapidly. The success of military operations often hinges on the quality of reconnaissance, as it allows for precise planning and execution, minimizing risks and enhancing the chances of mission success. Blockade. A blockade is a naval strategy aimed at isolating an enemy's coastline to prevent the import and export of goods, supplies, and reinforcements. By deploying a fleet to patrol and control strategic maritime choke points, blockades can choke off the enemy's economic lifelines and deplete their war resources. Historically effective, such as during the Union blockade in the American Civil War and the British blockade of Germany in World War I, blockades can cripple an enemy's economy and military capabilities without direct confrontation. However, maintaining a blockade requires substantial naval resources and can lead to international tensions and potential humanitarian issues. Trench warfare. Trench warfare, a hallmark of World War I, involved opposing armies digging extensive networks of trenches to provide cover from enemy fire. These trenches, often muddy and rat-infested, stretched for miles across the battlefield. Soldiers faced brutal conditions, including exposure to the elements, disease, and constant artillery bombardment. The no man's land between opposing trenches was a deadly zone riddled with barbed wire and landmines. Despite the high casualties and minimal territorial gains, trench warfare epitomized the grueling stalemate and horrific human cost of the Great War. Attrition warfare. Attrition warfare aims to gradually wear down the enemy through continuous losses in personnel, equipment, and resources. Unlike strategies that seek swift, decisive battles, attrition focuses on a prolonged engagement where the cumulative damage weakens the enemy's ability to sustain combat operations. This tactic is often employed when one side has a numerical or material advantage and can afford the high costs associated with sustained conflict. While effective in diminishing enemy capabilities, attrition warfare can be costly and demoralizing for both sides, leading to long, grueling conflicts that test national resolve and resources. Withdrawal. A withdrawal is a tactical route designed to reposition forces to a more advantageous or safer location. It is a deliberate and planned action, not to be confused with a retreat. Withdrawal can be employed to avoid encirclement, preserve strength for future engagements, or lure the enemy into a more favorable position for counterattack. Maintaining discipline and order during withdrawal is crucial to prevent panic and unnecessary losses. A successful withdrawal allows a military force to regroup, resupply, and re-engage under better conditions, ensuring that temporary setbacks do not turn into permanent defeats. Defensive positioning. Defensive positioning focuses on establishing strong, well-fortified locations to repel enemy attacks. This can include the use of natural terrain features, fortifications, trenches, and barriers to create a defensible perimeter. The goal is to maximize the defender's advantage while minimizing their vulnerabilities. Effective defensive positioning involves a mix of static defenses and mobile reserves ready to counterattack. It is crucial for holding strategic points, buying time, or wearing down attacking forces. When executed properly, defensive positioning can lead to significant enemy casualties and prevent breakthroughs. Convoy system. The convoy system is a naval strategy where merchant ships travel in groups protected by warships to safeguard against enemy attacks, particularly from submarines and surface raiders. Widely used during World Wars I and II, convoys significantly reduced losses from German U-boat campaigns. Warships escort the convoy, providing anti-submarine warfare capabilities and air cover, deterring enemy attacks and enhancing merchant ship survivability. This strategy emphasizes strength in numbers, ensuring critical supplies and reinforcements reach their destinations safely, thus maintaining the logistical support essential for prolonged military campaigns. Fleet in being. The fleet in being strategy involves keeping a powerful naval fleet in a state of readiness, often within a well-protected harbor or strategically important location, to deter enemy actions. Instead of seeking direct engagement, the mere presence of this fleet poses a constant threat, compelling the adversary to allocate significant resources to counter it. This concept was notably used by the British Royal Navy during the Napoleonic Wars and by the German High Seas Fleet in World War I. It effectively influences the enemy's strategic decisions and can limit their operational freedom without engaging in costly battles.